Just we're just hanging in here and trying to stay active with the workouts and busy with the podcast. Obviously, rolling through these interviews, so it feels like I have like a busy schedule every week anyway. So
yeah, you're doing great work, man.
Yeah, thank you. No, because you asked me the reason why I bring on I like to bring on everybody who's passionate about what they do and the hard work. I like to bring on people like that on the show. And when I saw you, and then for example, Jeremy, Vidant, and other people here, you guys are going to be a great sports reporter in the future. So keep it going.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. So for the viewers who just joined, can you explain your background a little bit and when did you get interested in the Maryland Terrapins and as a fan and then interviewing these players from Maryland when they come from the college players?
Yeah, so, I've been a Maryland fan my whole life. My mom went there, and my dad went to school in the area, so I've been a Maryland fan my whole life. I'm from New Jersey, and, I've always been interested in, the recruiting process in basketball and football a little, and once quarantine started, I saw it as an opportunity to kind of start a page, and then it's been fun. I've been talking to players. I've been, getting intel on how the recruiting process works. I'm starting to do some interviews, so it's been cool.
That's awesome. And so you do obviously. I saw your recent interview with a recent commit. How was that experience like interviewing him? And then what do you learn from these interviews when you interview these players?
Yeah, it was really cool that he came on. I kind of just want to see what appeals to them about the school, Maryland. I like to see why they committed, what it has to offer, and then how the whole general recruiting process works. Basically, when did Maryland come into recruitment? Who was your first offer? Things like that. And it gives my followers a good example of how the recruiting process works.
So you're in Maryland now?
No, I'm in high school. I'm 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in Jersey too. I'm from Jersey too, so I have the Jersey ties. But so speaking of Maryland, what do you think of their basketball team as a whole and football team?
This year, football, we struggled a little, 3-9, but we had a first-year coach, so I think it's going to be a good turnaround this year. And then basketball, we had a great year. We want to share the Big Ten, so it was unfortunate they didn't get a chance to play in the tournament because of the virus, but they had an amazing year, and I think we'll be good in both sports next year.
Nice. So who do you look up to as a reporter in the sports business? Because I feel like for you guys, you always have to look up to a reporter, not trying to be like them, but just like a role model. So who's your role model in the sports business as a reporter?
Yeah, so Zach Schumacher was my first interview, and I've seen his stuff, and that's really inspired me to start doing the live interviews along with Jeremy. Obviously, I've seen, he's interviewed NBA players, all kinds of people, so that was cool. And then Evan Daniels, in another way, kind of like the recruiting aspect of it. He's a top recruiter for 24/7 CEO.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard about him actually. I reached out to him about coming on the show, but let's see what happens. But so obviously you cover, what else? You cover football too, right? Or just the basketball side of it?
I cover both, but mostly basketball.
Have you interviewed any Maryland football players yet?
Yeah, that was not any that are at the school now, but I interviewed a commit, and I'm working on some interviews right now. Okay. Like recruiting them on the show? Yeah.
Okay. Who is your most favorite interview you have done so far?
Well, I've only done 2, but I guess I would say Ty Felton, who I interviewed last time. He's a Maryland commit.
Okay. So how many more commits? Obviously, do you see any more commits committing to Maryland pretty soon, or?
Yeah, Friday I think we're going to get a football player, and I think there's a basketball player too. We should land when they decide to commit.
Do you watch any other sports than college sports?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite NBA team?
Sixers. I'm all Philly, so Sixers, Eagles.
I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan.
All right, I gotta go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So speaking of, actually, obviously there's no sports, but speaking of the Sixers, what do you think of their team this year?
I don't like it. I don't like what's going on. I just think Embiid and Simmons don't, play together well. I think there needs to be a change, but we'll see.
Yeah, so I think it's time for them to trade either Joel Embiid or Simmons. But in my opinion, for you guys, I would rather trade Joel Embiid because Simmons can build around Simmons and he still has the talent. Joel Embiid is like an injury-prone player, but he's good when healthy. But he needs to be in the right system. But so what do you? All right, let me ask you this then. What do you think? What are your thoughts on your team in the draft and free agency?
I think the Eagles did pretty good. The Hurts pick, I was more optimistic than others. I think it'll be a good, because our coach Doug Peterson is very creative. I think he'll find good ways to use Hurts. And our first round pick was also someone I was actually more happy with because everyone thought we should have traded up for CeeDee Lamb, and you guys got him. But I don't think he was really what they were looking for in a wide receiver. So I'm not too mad. And then the rest of the draft filled some holes that needed to be filled. So good draft. And then obviously we got Darius Slay in a good trade that worked for us. Plus, we got Javon Hargrave on the D-line. So once we fill out the linebacker position, I think the Eagles will be set, make a good playoff run.
Yeah, I can't believe CeeDee Lamb fell to us, man. I was so happy when he fell to us, and I mean, obviously, I gotta say thank you to the Raiders, man, because they took Henry Ruggs, which was the Raiders always surprise people in the draft anyway. But I mean, CeeDee Lamb, I feel like he's gonna be the next Hopkins, in my opinion, in the future. When he continues, he has to continue. Obviously, I'm not saying anything yet because he's a rookie, but I can see his potential as a Hopkins. What do you see?
Yeah, I could see him. He's good in the slot. I mean, I don't know if I have a comparison for him, but I'm not hoping he's good because he's on the Cowboys.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. What advice would you give these young kids that are trying to be like you and Jeremy and Verdon and other kids that are trying to be in the sports business? What advice would you give? And obviously, you guys are now these days you can start your own thing. And for me, I'm 24, so I already had this podcast going before. So I haven't used it that well, but now obviously it's going good during this pandemic. So for you, what advice would you give these young kids?
Reach out to as many people as you can. You're going to get turned down, but, you'll always land someone. And especially this is a great time to start because everyone's home. Everyone's, pretty much available as long as they're not doing a workout or something. But if you're going to try and get into the whole interview thing, you got to reach out to as many people as you can and don't take no for an answer. Try and get them to do it. And, if they eventually don't agree, then move on to the next person.
Yeah, it's true. Well said. Because for me, I'm getting actually I'm just honored that like Damian. For example, I can name the interviews I've done before. Damian Woody, Anita Collins, Trey Wingo, from yesterday, and I'm just honored that they agreed to come on, and just because this is during this time I guess they have the time to talk. And I mean, obviously for you guys, you guys should you need to take full advantage, and you guys are doing that too. So I'm just proud of what I'm seeing here with all of you guys. But so before I let you go, I got some rapid fire questions for you. Mm-hmm. All right, Kawhi Leonard's laugh or Kevin Hart's laugh?
Kawhi.
Do you see Maryland winning a championship anytime soon?
No.
No. Favorite food?
Sushi.
Favorite sports movie?
Invincible.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hopefully at Maryland. Most likely, I'll be fine with any college, but college, doing sports reporting or medical or whatever happens.
Yeah. Okay. Better point guard in the NBA right now. It's young point guard, Trae Young or John Morant?
I'll go with Trae Young. he's more established.
Yeah. Thoughts on this Michael Jordan documentary, if you saw it?
It's great. I actually thought some people would get angry back there. Isaiah Thomas jersey. He's one of my favorite point guards, so I put that there thinking people would get mad because I didn't lose too much respect for him, but it was I kind of got annoyed from what I saw out of him in the doc.
Yeah, so I told my friends, all my other friends, when this is over, I'm going to write a big blog about it and a big piece coming from my perspective for the documentary, and then I'll put it out there so everybody can see it from my own perspective on the documentary. It's awesome so far. Fantastic. So favorite thing to do outside of your media?
Play sports, baseball specifically.
What position do you play?
Basically outfield and a little bit infield.
Okay. Favorite hip hop artist currently and old school? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say old school. Currently.
A Boogie.
A Boogie.
Right now for me, yeah.
For me, it's Tory Lanez, Drake, J. Cole, Meek Mill, and on and on.
They're all fire.
Yeah. I know. And the last two things here, I've been asking this question to all my guests that come on the show about the late Kobe Bryant and what he meant to them. So for you, as a fan and as a media person, what has Kobe meant to you and his daughter Gianna? What does Mama mentality mean to you?
Yeah, it hit me close because I'm pretty close to the school he went. He's from Philly, so that hit. And one of my good friends goes to the school he went to, so it was tough. He's been inspiration. Like I had his jersey for a little bit, and it like every day I wake up and it inspires me. Work hard every day, do the best at what you do, and don't take shortcuts or anything like that. Work hard.
Yeah, well said. And would you like to say anything to the frontline people?
Just thank you so much for everything you do. With these tough times, we would be in a lot of trouble without all of them. I mean, they're putting their lives on the line, so ours are better, and it's amazing.
Yeah, so whoever's in this chat or live, please go check out my link on Instagram. We have my cousin and I, my brother, we have a GoFundMe page for the frontline people. We raised over $2,000, and please go check it out and donate. And we also handed out supplies, food supplies, and other things to the nurses and doctors. So we're trying to help in any way to cure this faster. But I just want to say thank you for coming on, man. It's been awesome. You keep up the great work, and you guys, you, Jeremy, Vedant, and other kids you guys are gonna be a great reporter in the future, and just keep up. I'm looking forward to more content for you, and I can't wait for more interviews when you interview these Maryland players commits. So just keep up the great work. Thank you for coming on. I'll be posting this interview on all social